Hi. Welcome to Getting Rich Soon. Yes. I know it has been long. You haven't seen this face talking to you guys, but I appreciate those who are still here. I know we only lost 2 subscribers from when I took off time. Yes. Trust me, I really want to be making a lot of videos, but how do we do it? We gotta go back and praise our moms. Motherhood has been kicking me in the butt. So if you have all my mothers out there, but even the dads, if you have any advice for young parents, first time parents, please drop it in the comments. How do we get to manage, like full-time job, full-time mom, full-time wife, full-time husband, or whatever you're doing, and still be intentional parents, right? Balancing all these things, multitasking, like how do we do it? Please drop and still be able to keep your sanity. Please, if you have any life-saving advice in that direction, drop it in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Today I know it's been a while. I just wanted to drop by and say I'm still alive. I'm strong. Thank you, Sheila, for checking in on me this time around. I know you said I've not been uploading videos, but you did take the time to stop by to check on me. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm alive. I'm fine. I'm strong. I'm just no time. Like, I don't know where time is going, but it is hard. The other day I was just talking about making the days 36 hours instead of 24. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make things better or worse, but yeah, that's where I am. Today, I just wanted to stop by to have us just catch up, right? We've talked about in this channel, we have talked about like debt, how to pay off debt, how to save up your emergency fund and everything. And I was just thinking, you can save up all the money in the world, but with the way inflation is going, if you don't invest your money into something, that money is actually not really going to be, unless yes, the interest rates in the high savings accounts are still good. But now we started talking about rate cuts and stuff, right? So as the government starts cutting those rates down, they already cut it down by 0.5%. But if they cut it down again, guess what? These banks that have been paying those 5% interest on our money or stuff will start pulling back, because at the end of the day, they also want to make money somehow, right? So now it's like, what are you going to do with your money if at all you do have money? But today I want to really focus on the aspect of just one thing that I feel like I caught up on, that if I can give someone, this is especially for the people who are struggling. If you're really broke, this is a good opportunity for you to jump into the investing. I know if you start doing a lot of research when it comes to investing, a lot of people, especially if you don't know so much about investing, they will tell you to deal with the stock market, and they start talking a lot about index funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and all those things. And the truth is, if you really actually start pulling up all these funds, you realize that they're expensive, right? And most of the times when they talk about the index funds in the United States, for example, they will tell you that you should make sure that you buy the index or the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Pretty much, this is like a whole bunch of stocks that are put together, and it just makes it's like a safer way of investing, because the truth is, you just put your money in there, you buy whatever ETF or index fund you buy, and you're going to forget about it. But when you start looking at all the index funds and stuff, you realize that some of them are really expensive, majority of them. But I just found out that I know at the beginning of the year, I think I was watching a video on YouTube too, and I fell on the video of a good ETF that has been around but not too long, but it's actually doing pretty well. It's the SPLG. This ETF, I've been doing a lot of research on it, and I decided to just go in and only buy 3 shares, right? But on this morning, I did get a notification. They had paid a dividend on the 3 shares. I think the dividend came out about $1. Was it $1.02 or whatever? but I think at the time I bought one share for like $65. I think right now a share is like $67, if I'm not mistaken. $67.02 when I looked at it this morning. But I'm just saying that this is an opportunity for someone who has been looking to invest into the stock market, and everything it seems very expensive. But I think that this is an opportunity. It's an ETF. The SPLG is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, right? There are a lot of ETFs. I think a lot of the other ETF, which is the Vanguard ETF, I think is VOO. It tracks the S&P 500 as well. That is a bigger ETF. But the problem with that ETF is it's a lot expensive, right? It's like 500 and something the last time I checked for one share. But the SPLG also tracks the S&P 500, and it's at $67 per share as of this morning. So if you're looking to start investing, the truth is, if you listen to a lot of rich people, you can see a lot of them either put their money into the index funds, the ETFs, or mutual funds, right? And just let it sit over time. I know it's very difficult for us to save money and invest if we don't even have money to begin with. But this is a great opportunity for someone who has been looking to start investing but is having a difficult time. I am not a financial advisor. Do your own research, but I just wanted to bring this out here because I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people. If you do your research, and to be honest, every month, if you can start setting aside $70, $60, because sometimes these ETFs fluctuate, right? And just look to buy. There are some places that might sell it partially, but I do invest. I use E-Trade to invest. I know some people use Robinhood. I think Robinhood is very good at buying partial shares and things like that, but I just love to buy whole shares if I can. I haven't really invested so much in the stock market on my own personal side, but if it's like on retirement accounts, that is pretty much done through my job, my 401k and stuff. I'm very good at that in my 401k. But I'm talking about those who want to have control of their own money, right? Like, because also, let me just bring it back. Like this year, I've had a couple of disasters happen to me. In January, I did crash my car, totaled it and stuff like that. And most of these things required me to pull money out of my savings. So like pulling a lot of money out. I realized that when you pulling money out of your savings, it just goes like that, right? But the money that I had invested in the stock market, in my personal brokerage account, like when I pull out of it, I really don't feel it because most of the times that money has already, since it was an investment, it's made money on its own and things like that. So as much as we are going to have to set money aside for an emergency fund, it's always advisable that we should invest. You try to do it a little bit of both ways. You should try to invest because when you invest, that money tends to make money while you are sleeping. And I think that's the only way the wealthy people stay wealthy. So back to the, so I realized that it's good if you're going to, someone who doesn't have a lot of money and still wants to put money into an index fund, an ETF. This is an ETF, by the way. It's the SPLG. This ETF tracks the S&P 500. The reason one thing that I also found out that is really good about this ETF is the expense ratio. Basically, the expense ratio is like the fee. Like for example, if you were to invest $10,000 into this ETF, right, you're only gonna pay roughly around $2 a year as fees. Meanwhile, if you look at other investments, you tend to pay a little bit more. So the expense ratio in this ETF is low. So these are things that you will want to take advantage of. And if you are someone like me who's using the knowledge of other people, just using doing research, doing knowledge, you will know that the SPLG is a good ETF to jump on if you have not yet started investing. Honest with you, I only have 3 shares at the moment in today's, but I'm saying this now because God being my helper, I want to go in full force into the SPLG. And please, it's not to buy and sell. At this point, it's to buy and hold, right? It's an investment. You want to buy and hold for as long as possible. But the reason why I'm giving this out, as I said, it's a ETF, but it's right now at an affordable stage that a lot of us, you and I, right, we can jump on it. Remember, we are trying to get rich soon, so we have to start acting with the rich mentality. And lastly, another stock that I think we can jump on, we all can jump on, is the SoFi stock. This one is not an ETF. This is just a regular stock. I think this is a good one because it's been around to a little bit. But remember, what is the American problem? The American problem, for example, the world's problem as well, but the American problem right now is debt, right? SoFi carries a lot of the student debt. And if you look at with all the craziness going on, what is not going to go away? This student debt is not going to go away. So SoFi stock has, I think, an ability for it to grow and expand very well. But one thing I love about it, the SoFi stock, is right now it's very affordable for you and I to jump it. This is the opportunities I like to take because the truth is money is hard to come by, right? So I think last time I checked, the SoFi stock was at $7 something. It's been going up $7, $8, and then it comes back to like $7 and stuff. But when I did, when I bought some shares of the SoFi, I jumped in around, at the time it was like $6.92, if I'm not mistaken. And I did this one, I did research on it, and I thought it had a good potential as an investment stock. So I actually went in I probably bought like 100 shares of it, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like these are the two things that I've done some research, and I think they do have a possibility of growth in the long run, but at the same time, it's just at a good space where you and I can invest in it. Invest is easily, to be honest with you. Who doesn't? I know it doesn't matter how broke you are, like, tell me that you don't have $7 a month to invest. Like, you don't have $7 a month, like you don't spend $7 a month on anything like probably useless or just anything. So in a month, you can either put $7 buying SoFi stocks if you want a long-term growth, or you can put $67, $70 into the stock market and buy an ETF, which is SPLG. Let's say, for example, if you made up your mind today, that for the next couple of years, you're going to put, let's say if you were using Robinhood, I think Robinhood they do allow you to buy partial shares. And let's say today you made up your mind, you're going to put aside $60 a month to buy the ETF SPLG. We're going to come back to this video. Let's give ourselves 3 to 5 years. We'll come back and hopefully it's a testimony, but I know definitely it's going to be. Why? Because the truth is, if we look at the stock market tends to make wealth in the long run for people. And the truth is, a lot of people are not jumping in on this, right? Back in the days, this was knowledge that you had to go to like a financial advisor and stuff to get the knowledge. But the truth is, knowledge has become so available. Yes, there's bad knowledge and there's good knowledge on social media. But the truth is, with the coming of social media, knowledge is so vast out there that if you do your research, and please don't buy something you don't believe in. That's what I would say. So no matter whatever knowledge I give here, do your research, look into it. If you believe in it, please jump into it so that we can come back and celebrate. in the future, right? I always, that's just it for me. I always like for us to obviously end with a passage from the Bible. Since this was just me like waking up this morning, as I said, I haven't had time, honestly. It's been so difficult being a parent, being a full-time worker, being a wife, being a family member. Being there for my parents, being there for my siblings, being there for myself. Life has been, in fact, let's drink to that. I always like for us to at least end with a passage from the Bible. I know when it comes to about investing, I know the Bible, when I'm reading Proverbs, I think Proverbs, it should be Proverbs 31 verses 16. It talks about, Proverbs 31 in general, like talks about a capable wife, right? If you read that entire, I think if you tend to read that entire Proverbs, it talks about a capable wife and all those good things. But one thing I always like, it's like from like 15, from chapter 15, where it's talking about she gets up before daylight to prepare food for her family, to tell her servant woman what to do. But this is the chapter 16. It says, she looks at land and buys it. And with money she has earned, she plants a vineyard. She looks at land and buys it. And with money she has earned, she plants a vineyard. Thank you, subscribers. But to the women out here who are supporting me, the men supporting me, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. But to the women out here supporting me, we have a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. And the truth is, we've come to a point where we have to invest, not only for ourselves, for our children, right? So we're going to work this money. We're going to look for those lands and buy. Yes, we are going to buy our own lands. We are going to plant our own vineyards. Check into the ETF, SPLG. Do some research. Look into the stocks, SoFi stocks. Do your research. If you believe in these stocks, please, it's at an affordable rate at the moment. Jump into the stock market and start investing in these two places. It's just a start. Once you build the habit, you start gaining some understanding, then you can spread your wings. But find something to start. Please, let's start investing. Just put in money and letting it sit in a bank account, inflation is going to eat it up. But if you invest it, you're going to be making money while you sleep. Thank you so much again for tuning in into Getting Rich Soon. I am Bridget. I will appreciate if you like that button, you share, and please subscribe. If you are my subscriber and you can get me 3 or 4 subscribers, I will appreciate you. And most especially, please comment. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.